Hi, everybody. Okay, it is Tutorial Tuesday. My name is Denise Cox and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Canada, and I'm so excited to be here with you on Birdsnest Designs for Tutorial Tuesday. I'll just give everybody a few minutes to pop on, leave me a comment. Hi, Carol. Nice to see you here. Hi, Sherry. I'm so excited to be here with you all tonight. I had a lovely week away. I went up to Saskatchewan to visit our son, and it was an amazing trip and a great holiday. But I'm so excited to be back here in my craft room to do these videos with all of you. So last week, if you popped on, you may have noticed that my video was a pre-recorded one because I didn't want to miss Tutorial Tuesday. So I have some prize draws to do today to catch up. 2 weeks ago, I did the sheep card, if you all remember that. And our prize was the Punch Party stamp set. So I've gone ahead, and everybody who shared that video, their names are in this cup. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a winner. Okay, so our winner for that one is, I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, you can't really read it. It says Carol. So Carol, you're watching tonight and you are the winner of the Punch Party stamp set. So congratulations and thank you to everybody who shared that video. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to dump out all of these names. And some of you shared last week's video, even though I didn't ask, which is awesome because I love it and I truly appreciate it when you guys do that for me. So I've gone ahead and I've put everybody's name on different colored paper in my cup. And let me just get these all folded. This was okay. So last week's prize is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss embossing folder. So it's the lace one, the lace 3D. Isn't that pretty? I love that one. So I'm going to go ahead and shake these up. No, they're not. They're kind of all sticking together here. Okay, so winner is, oh, wrong way. Sherry C. So Sherry's watching tonight too, so congratulations you guys. Thank you so much for sharing my videos. It really does mean a lot. So Carol and Sherry, I have your prizes here and I will make sure to get those to you. Now, for everybody watching tonight, if you share tonight's video, then your prize will be, well, one person's prize when I do the draw next week is this Flowers for Every Season 6x6 Designer Series paper stack. Okay, so go ahead and share the video, write your comments, give me some thumbs up and some hearts. I love it all, and I really do appreciate it. So, one couple of things I wanted to chat about a little tonight is celebration. So it is already September 14th, if you can believe that. It's crazy how fast time is going. And celebration, I have my little brochure somewhere here. Celebration ends September 30th. So we only have 2 more weeks to get some of these amazing products out of this great brochure. If you spend $60, you get to choose a free item. And 100, there are some where you have to spend 120. Hi Gail, thanks for joining us. So in here, this ends September 30th. So don't miss out. If there's something you love, then get that order placed before the 30th. So you can contact me directly or you can order online. And if you go to createwithbirdsnest.ca, all of the information you need is there, including this month's host code. If you order $60 or more with the September host code, I will send you a free little gift. And this time it is the Expressions in Ink ephemera pack. So it's a $9.50 retail value, and I will send it to you for free as a thank you for placing your order in September. Okay, so that's on top of these awesome benefits. Real quick, one last thing I want to talk to you about is the starter kit option. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I just want to make sure for everybody watching that you know that this is the best deal ever. So $135 plus, I think it's plus tax, so plus PST on that, and you get no shipping. You get to choose any $165 worth of product that you want from the current catalogs, either one. And on top of that, you get to choose any bundle from the mini catalog, absolutely free. You just get to plunk that right into your cart and there's no charge at all. So that's any bundle in here. So it can be a punch bundle, it can be a dies bundle. Some of them are valued at $80, so you get that for free on top of the already amazing deal. So if anybody is interested in that at all, there's no obligation beyond that. If you choose to do nothing, that's totally fine. I would love to have you join my team, whether you just want the 20% discount you will get, or if you just want to try and build your business, any way you want to do it, or you just want to order the kit and never look at it again, that's totally cool. And I invite you to ask me some questions and take a look at that deal. Okay, so that's enough about that for now. I want to get to stamping, and I'm sure you guys are all excited to do it too. I am going to share with you one of the best stamp sets in that little catalog called Gorgeous Leaves. And as soon as September flips on my calendar, it is fall time for me. So I love creating with leaves. I think they're amazing. I love the colors, and I'm super excited to share this with you guys. I'm just going to turn my light on here. Okay, so here is today's card. And like I said, I'm super excited. So you can see there's a lot of texture, there's a lot of layers, but yet this card is really simple to make. So I'm going to get started. The color scheme tonight is really simple. We are using Early Espresso and Bumblebee. I'm going to start tonight with the Early Espresso card base. And I'm going to go ahead, I've got this scored at 4 1/4, so in half. Okay, so I've given that a nice crisp score with my bone folder. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to use these little leaves here, and I'm just going to do some stamping on the card base itself. So a little tone on tone, I'm going to use Early Espresso on my Early Espresso cardstock. And I've got the 3 leaves here. So I'm just going to stamp randomly. Oops. That's okay. Like so. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but look at how darling those leaves are. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this around and kind of just fill in some random stamps. So as you're watching along, I'd love to see your comments on what you're thinking of this card and of this stamp set. I've got it all here so I can see who's watching, who's interacting. Okay, so we've got some stamps. I probably don't need to do this many, but I'll be honest, it's kind of fun just stamping these guys here. Okay. All right, so there we go. We've got the leaves all stamped. Aren't they pretty? Now we're going to set that aside for a moment. And I've got some other pieces here. These 2 pieces are just some scraps we're going to use in a sec. I've got a 3 inch by 5 1/2 piece of basic white. I've got a 2 3/4 by 5 1/2 of Bumblebee. And I've got a 2 1/2 by 5 1/2 of Whisper White, or basic white. Okay, so these are all going to get layered together as we build this card. But for starters, I am going to do some stamping on our 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. And there's a couple little techniques that I'm going to show you guys. And they're super simple, but very effective. So to start with, I'm using the maple leaf. Okay, I love this stamp set. I love this stamp. All right, so I've got my Bumblebee ink pad. I'm also going to need my Early Espresso again. And we're going to need a sponge dauber or a piece of sponge, whatever you have. And I'm going to stamp the ink. I'm going to put the stamp in the ink on the bumblebee. I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put a bit of early espresso ink on my dauber, and I'm just going to go randomly on there, and then I'm going to stamp it onto my white paper. So you can see that there is a bit of that brown showing through on the yellow, which is awesome because we all know that fall leaves are not very often all one color. So again, I'm going to do this 4 times, maybe more. We'll see how it goes. I'm just going to put some brown ink on here. You can do some up the middle. And I'm just going to stamp that guy here. Okay, so each one's going to look a little bit different. And in between, I'm just, you know, stamping it off on my scrap paper here because I don't want to get the brown into my bumblebee. So same thing. Now, you may have seen me do a similar technique with the Sweet as a Peach stamp set. It's a great way to get some shading and some extra color. So there we've got 3 leaves. I don't like this little hole down here. So I'm going to do the same thing again. This one's going to have a bit more brown, just the way I stamped it. I'm going to just tuck one in here. And then I want to do one more the other direction. And I'm just going to stamp this one this way. Okay. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? You could do this with oranges, you could do it with greens, browns, yellows, whatever color you want for fall, but I just love that technique. So there's technique number 1 for tonight's card. Now I'm going to just put these ink pads away for a moment. And I'm going to clear this off so I don't get ink everywhere. Now the next technique that I'm going to show you is how to get these little speckles. Can you see those on the card? Okay, so they're very fine little speckles as opposed to these big splotches is what I'm going to call them, okay? So we're going to get these fine little sprinkles of ink. To do that, I'm going to use my Stampin' Write marker, okay? So I've got the Early Espresso one, and if you aren't familiar with these, this is the thick end, and here's a pen end, okay? So that'd be for like journaling or whatever. But this end is what we're going to use. So we're going to use the thick end. I'm going to just open it up and I'm going to hold the lid. And then I'm just going to, how can I show this to you? I'm going to just flick from inside the lid out. And it's going to start flicking the ink and getting those little sparkles. Or sprinkles, they're not really sparkles. Okay. So super simple. You don't need anything else. Just a few of these markers. And it's just going to give that speckled look. Okay, so I'm going to hold it up to the camera a little closer so you can see. You see those fine little speckles? Love it. So how many of you have ever done this technique before? And it doesn't wreck your marker. You can see my marker is totally fine. And all I'm doing is flicking from the inside out. So any of the ink is staying in the lid. It's not making a mess anywhere. It's perfectly awesome and it's super easy. So there's technique number 2 for tonight's card. Like I said, they're simple, but very effective. Okay, so we've got this piece done. We've got our card base. So I'm going to stick those over here. These we don't need to do anything with. They're just layers. Okay, so that's also going to go there. Oh, Tammy, thank you. It is a beautiful stamp set, isn't it? I love it. And Carol, yes, that's a very cool technique and super easy. Okay, now we are going to introduce you to these amazing dies that go with the gorgeous leaf stamp set. So this is a bundle in the mini catalog. It's one that you can get for free if you wanted to join or to purchase the starter kit. So these are beautiful, and we are going to use some Early Espresso. And we're going to use a bunch of these little guys. And what I love is that they gave us a couple of each one. So you don't have to run it through, you know, if you want 4 twice. 4, you don't have to run it through 4 times, you can just run it through twice because there's 2 the same. So let's put this. So I've got my mini stamp and emboss machine. I know it's kind of hard to get it in the camera here, but I wanted to show you how these intricate dies cut out so nicely. So let's just pop them all on here. I'm going to put my second plate on top. And I always do this. I have the handle on the wrong side. So there we go. Push. Okay, now you can go through multiple times if you want for extra security, but I'm just going to go through once. And then I've got my take a pick tool with my die brush on the end. And I'm just going to lift this up. It works best if you leave the dies in place. And oh, that didn't really work so well. Usually that just comes along and pops out all the little pieces of paper. Some of them, this die cuts out so well that they're already done for us, so we don't need to worry. Okay, Bobby, not deliberately. Yes, well, it happens, but now we can do it deliberately. Okay, so we've got all these little pieces. Where's my little tool here? Look how pretty those leaves are. Aren't they great? I love, and look how easy. They just, you know, you just tap them and they're coming right out. So we got 1, 2, and then these ones. So when they get stuck in the die like that, that's what these little holes are for. You're just going to poke a pen, or if you have one of these piercing tools, and then it just pulls right out. Okay. So one more here. I'm just going to toss these dies over here for the time being. Hopefully I don't lose them. All right. So I did want to show you guys something else too. So for my team meeting, which is tomorrow night, I always send a little kit to my team members, and it's just a surprise kit, and ask them to create a card if they feel like it, and with what's in the content, and then we share. And one of the things that's in the content package this month are more of these gorgeous leaves because I love them. So even though we're not using them on this card tonight, I wanted to show you the bigger dies. So look at this maple leaf. Isn't that beautiful? So there you go. There's the other dies from this beautiful die set. All right. So here we go. We've got these guys. We've got all our pieces now. So let's assemble this card, and it's very simple. I'm going to start by putting the 3" by 5.5 basic white right down in the center of this card front. So there we go. Now I'm going to put my bumblebee, which is just a 1/4 inch narrower, so 2 3/4 by 5.5. And I'm going to center that. Oops. Okay, so there we've got our flat parts done. Now I want to attach my leaves, but first I'm going to add some of this pretty ribbon. This is a fine art ribbon. It's nice. It's got gold flecks in it, so it's got that little bit of shimmer. And I'm just going to measure a piece slightly bigger than what we've got on the card. And using my tear tape, I'm going to just attach this on the back. So I'm going to hold it where I want it, flip the card over, and that, I feel like that moves, so I'm just going to flip it over again to make sure that it's relatively straight. Okay. Now for this card, I'm going to bump this layer up. So I'm not going to tear the back of that tear tape off. I'm just using that to hold the ribbon in place. I'm going to add some dimensionals. Okay, now this is going to just get centered again on top here. So you're really only worrying, they're all side to side, so you're just worrying about this way. I have a little bit more showing on the bottom, but that's okay. Nobody will be the wiser. All right. Now we're going to tuck these little guys that we cut out in behind for a little bit of extra element for sure. And I've got my take a pick tool. This is the best tool ever. I love this gummy end. And we're going to just pick up these leaves, and I have my multi-glue. So I've got that on the end. I'm just going to stick a little bit of this multi-purpose glue. You don't need a lot, just enough to hold it in place. And then I'm just going to tuck it in between the yellow and this top layer. Give it a little press, just like that. So it's just giving that little bit of an intricate detail to the card. And then again, I'm going to pick up a smaller one. I'll do the same thing. Oops. Oh my goodness, okay. It's not cooperating tonight. There we go. Okay, so you can see I've got the two up in that corner. Now we're going to put a couple more down here. So I'm going to use this larger one. And just stick that over here. And then we can pick up another one. Put that in here. Okay, so there we've got some leaves added. So we've just got a couple more steps to do to finish this card. And I've gone ahead and pre-cut the label. Now this label, to do the sentiment, I'm going to use the Simply Succulents bundle. So I'm using this stamp here. You make the ordinary extraordinary. And I'm using this label die here, which is from the Potted Succulents dies. So this is available in the big catalog. So I've gone ahead, here's the label in basic white, and I've got the stamp all mounted here. Now normally I stamp and then cut out around it, but I just wanted to kind of have it pre-done for the video tonight. So we're gonna give this a whirl. Hopefully it's gonna be somewhat straight. Yay! Not too bad. It's a little crooked, but that's okay. So we've got our label, and if you can see that, it's got that lovely stitching all the way around the outer edge. So again, I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I'm just going to put one in the top and the bottom, and one on each end. And then I'm going to place that on my card. Now on my original card I had it on this end, but I love all those leaves clustered there, so I'm going to put it on this side. So you can still see all of those beautiful leaves in this corner. And then the final thing is I'm just going to cut off a little piece of this ribbon. I'm going to just tuck it in here. And I'm going to tie a little knot. Just like that, and then I'm just going to trim off these ends. Okay, and there we have a beautiful fall card using the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set. So this stamp set, like I said before, is in this mini catalog. I'm just going to find it for you guys. So you can see the bundle here on page 70. So $60.25 gets you the stamp set and the dies, which is a 10% savings. And that number, 6025, you would also get to choose a free celebration item. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that card tonight. I love making fall cards, and I think fall leaves are absolutely gorgeous. So this stamp set was a must-have for me. I hope that you've enjoyed the video tonight, learned a couple little tricks, and maybe fallen in love with a new stamp set. If you'd like to place an order, of course, you can reach out to me anytime, or you can go online, and everything can be found in one spot if you go to createwithbirdsnest.ca. Everything is there. There's links, there's buttons, there's everything you need, okay? So online catalogs, it's all there. So I really do appreciate you guys being here tonight. Remember to share the video tonight and get entered to win the prize, which is this Flowers for Every Season 6x6 paper. So this can be mailed anywhere in Canada. So no matter where you are, share the video, get entered into the draw. Again, anywhere in Canada, okay? So thanks everybody. Have a fabulous week, and I look forward to seeing you guys all again. And if you're around, pop by on Friday morning. I'm hoping for around 10 o'clock to be live here again to share some amazing new Christmas kit with you. Okay? So have a great week. I hope to see you Friday. If you're not available at 10 o'clock, then of course you can always pop in and watch the replay at any time. So have a lovely evening. Thanks again. And I will see you all real soon.